What's up YouTube? How's it going? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 2 of the Monsoon Rides series. Today I'm driving the Triumph Scrambler 400X. This beauty belongs to one of my friends, and thanks to him, he trusted me with his vehicle and gave me for a review. I asked him if I could do a small video about it. This view, this rider's triangle, I think it's made for off-roading and doing some highway sessions. I am sitting comfortably and no complaints about the vibrations compared to the other vehicles. Being a 398cc single cylinder liquid cooled engine, it does produce around 40 PS, and yeah, the initial torque is superb. Like, I don't feel less powerful on this machine, and it's kind of giving me the punch that I require. The low end torque, talking about the low end torque, it's really amazing. I didn't feel much lag or less powerful at the times I needed it. I think Triumph's Speed 400 and Scrambler 400 are, focused on the retro machine design. So nothing much in terms of the clusters. You get a nice good speedometer and a small display which gives you the minimal information which is required. Nothing more, nothing less, just what is required. That's all. And these bumps on this flyover, yeah, I think it's handling pretty much easily. Nice. Not much of a strain on my back, though it was a small rough patch, but it did take it completely well. Damn, man. Even on a Sunday, this level of traffic, this is unbelievable. And the time is what, 6:30 or 7 a.m. maybe? Look at the traffic, dude. Insane. And you already know my friend. You have seen him in the last ride, Varun, on his classic 350. That's a superb machine as well, and it's quite heavy, to be honest. And this machine, my height is 5'7", around 5'7", a little bit more or a little bit less, but my feet can't reach the ground completely. This machine is definitely tall, and for the ones who are around 5'7", I think this wouldn't be a great choice for you guys, because you have to get your feet planted on the ground whenever it's needed. 1 foot would be planted on the ground, will be reaching completely, but not 2 of them if you are around 5'7". Let me tell you the story behind why my friend chose Scrambler 400 instead of anything else. I had a little chat with him yesterday. He said, he was looking for a machine. He owned Karizma, the old Karizma, the beloved one, and it has also done more than 1 lakh kilometers. It was a little bit transactional in terms of trading that vehicle and maintaining that vehicle, so he decided to choose one of the reliable brands. And then comes the Triumph. They released Speed 400 and Scrambler 400X, both I think at the same time. So as he's taller, I think he's around 6 feet, which made him very limited with the choices. He didn't want to go to the Himalayan because it was completely adventure focused ergonomically. He mostly uses it for the office commutes and rarely on the weekend rides, so happened to be the greatest choice for him. Well, as of now, he don't have any complaints about this vehicle. Just one thing that did face a little bit of issue is that the rear tire hugger, there is no rear tire hugger, and there's a lot of dirt and mud that was spilling all up, and there's a pillion, and so he had to get a custom tire hugger installed on this vehicle, which eventually did take away the little bit look of this vehicle. Well, it's not completely disappointing because it's doing its job that has to be done, so no complaints on it. But if Triumph would have given some kind of tire hugger so that not the most amount of dirt is spilling up, at least some of it is covered, so it would have been a great addition. And talking about the comparison between Speed 400 and Scrambler 400, Triumph claims that they share the same engine, but the tuning is a little bit different. This one feels a little bit linear in terms of gear shifts and the torque, the low end city friendly, and it does give me a good feedback. I don't know if it's, I haven't driven the Speed 400, so no comments on that, but this vehicle is definitely something that it has not disappointed my friend. So all good on that front. And I completely forgot to tell you where we are going today. We are going to the Hill Park, the biker's favorite and my favorite as well. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, I would choose Hill Park as my first priority. Any other destination, I'm always happy to run down to that destination. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, that's gonna hurt someone. That is nasty. I think after around 1.5 years of usage, my friend did 7,300 kilometers. The braking could have been a little bit better. Maybe because of the usage, it has gone down. Let's see how it performs on the corners. Nice. It does give you a good feedback in the corners as well. You don't need to worry about low confidence in the corners. Yet this machine belongs to the scrambler category. You could do whatever you can up to some extent. Don't quote me for that. So yeah, this is going to be an all-purpose vehicle. I didn't feel anything on my bum. Let's see another rumble strip here. I didn't feel anything into my bum. The seat is good. The seat cushion is good. No complaints on it. How about the maneuvering? Alright, definitely good. 43 seconds, that's not bad. I'm in the third gear and it's easily pulling the low end torque. As I said earlier, the low end torque is good. Even in the higher gears, sailing the vehicle smoothly. Not at all bad. Rough patches again. All good. It's handling decently. I don't know why there's so much traffic today. Hey, this guy, inspired by the MotoGP, runs by the Honda. Dude, come on, man. You are seriously driving nasty. Oh man, bike handled it. I handled it a little bit well. I'll just find a good place to take some B-roll shots of this vehicle. I haven't been active lately. I'm not hitting the gym. Everyone today is into the Fast and Furious mode and without helmet. Yeah, this guy have helmet, but yeah. Why? If you decided to do that speeds, then why not? I think this road will be a little bit good to make the videos. Okay, not bad. Okay, let's take some B-roll shots from here. This is the Scrambler 400X, a rugged looking machine built for both road and the rough stuff. It's powered by a 398cc liquid cooled single cylinder engine that puts out around 40 PS of power and 37 Newton meters of torque. It gets a 6-speed gearbox, ride-by-wire throttle and a dual channel ABS with an off-road mode that lets you switch off the rear ABS. Perfect for the trails. What makes it stand out? A 19-inch wheel on the front and 17-inch at the rear, 150mm suspension travel, a healthy 195mm of ground clearance, all wrapped in that signature Scrambler stance. The seat height is at 835mm and despite the tall setup, it feels well balanced once you're on the move. Alright, while I was taking some B-roll shots, my friend got to know that the Hill Park is temporarily closed for the renovation works. We have to take a detour, find another destination. I don't know which one it's going to be, but we'll be going near to the airport. And there's one trending location called Airport View Road. So my friend has set the location in the maps and now we are heading there. Not sure how the location would be and not sure where the breakfast place would be, so hoping that it would be a good place and we could see some airplanes. Let's see how it goes. Not sure. I took some good B-roll shots and some photos as well. I think my friend will be happy taking that photos. As you have already seen the technical specifications and the details about the bike in the form of B-roll video, so this is all about this bike. Nothing major technical front that Triumph had added into this vehicle because they wanted to keep it very simple and the retro style motorcycle. It's good to have these kind of vehicles in the market because someone like me who's tech addicted and would like to see technology implementations on their bikes might not like it, but if you are into some retro vehicles and don't want to have much of the tech imbalances, much of the technical aspects on your vehicle, then yeah, definitely this is the best choice. And there's one more, the Speed 400, which gives you even better, a lower seat height. Yeah, fucking hell, man. I keep getting confused all the time. And this vehicle is a little bit tall for me. I am unable to put my feet completely down. So, okay, let's enjoy the off-road here like it's meant to be. Just small enjoyments that I would, a little bit of cornering is something that I always expect from any ride, given any kind of motorcycle. Just a tiny bit of it, because that keeps me happy, that keeps me sane, and I love it. Is that a Z900? Yes, that's a Z900. I think it was an SC Project exhaust. The last time when I was on this road was, I was going to Hill Park, and it was many months ago. Like it was the first ride of 2025. I should be riding more. After a while of driving, this bike is asking me to pull the throttle a little bit more. Come on, let's do it. You're riding very soft. Keep it cool. Enjoy the ride. No chaos, buddies. Please, we all have to get back to the home, so not hoping much of a chaos today. Already we had a disappointment in terms of Hill Park being closed. I wanted to have breakfast there because breakfast at Hill Park is really good, but it's on the expensive side, yet still manageable. Last time I liked Puri very much. This guy is driving insane. Everyone today is into Fast and Furious mode again. I would prefer a cool, calm riding than a chaos. I would say this again and again. Keep your safe distances from the trucks because they have huge trouble catching the momentum and slowing down. So don't expect them to stop like cars and bikes. They have their inabilities. So keeping a distance from them is very safe for us. I wouldn't risk it at all. Oh, my leg is not reaching down. I think there is some other vehicle coming from that side. That's because, yeah, see, you shouldn't be rushing into the other lane when a truck is slowing down on your lane. Come on, man. Why is there so much traffic today? Given a Sunday, and I didn't see many people traveling this route earlier. Oh, that's a beautiful lake, but it's very dusty here. I can't keep the visor open. Damn it. See an open stretch, but there's a twist over there. Alright, we are near to the airport and we are going to enter the airport approach road and we'll pass through the airport itself. And it's been many years that I've come to the airport road on my bike. Actually, on a bike. Not my bike. On a bike. It's been so many years. The last time it was around 2014, 2015, 2016. Those are the days when I had the NS200. Man, good old days. I really had fun those days, man. The maps was showing a different route, taking us through some village roads. And there was another option, which was 2 minutes slower, which is the airport approach road. Why not the airport approach road when you have better roads and better tarmac? I would always prefer a better road, even if it is a few kilometers more or if it is taking a few minutes more, because that's a peaceful way to reach the destination. I am a person who kind of doesn't like to have the adventure all the time, so I'll take it simple, easy and cool most of the times. I think airport road has a speed limit of 80 kmph and I don't want to add challans to his bike. Cool. I'll keep it cool. So how much am I cruising? 80? No, dude. It's not showing even 80 here. Either this one has to be faulty or that one has to be faulty. How peaceful is this route? I like cruising. I'm cruising at 80s and not so hot. Peaceful roads, peaceful weather, nice climate. Why not cruise peacefully? 30? Really? Who would go 30 here? Ask us to slow down? Yeah, that's fine. You know, obviously we get to 30. That's a different thing. Well, the important question, after riding these many kilometers, would I consider buying this vehicle? Daily commute or the touring? I would end that discussion by saying that it has my attention. But I wouldn't say yes or no directly without considering the other options that we have in the market. But yeah, this is one of the choices. Given the fact that I have a remote job and I don't do daily commutes that much, I don't have to go to the office. It's just that I take my bike out for the weekend rides or maybe the touring. Yeah, multiple things to be considered before saying anything, before giving my 2 cents on. This is definitely a good bike. I would surely consider it. The engine is smooth, it's low and torque is amazing and no complaints about the build quality, no vibrations. Coming from the KTM's background, I do have much problem with the vibrations that are coming to the handlebars, foot pegs, tank, everywhere, you know. So given the fact that this is smoothly refined engine with a compromise of a few PS, so definitely not at all a bad option. Even the Royal Enfields will have that vibration. This one is a little better, little more refined, I would say, and have some good punchy torque. I didn't do the high speeds, but definitely I think it's definitely capable of easily cruising at 120. That's the 100 to 120 would be the sweet spot for any tourers. All in all, this is a great motorcycle. So anyone out there who's looking to buy or considering to buy Scrambler 400, I would say definitely go for it, because this is going to be a comfortable motorcycle given the ergonomics of tall stance. If you're above 5'8", you'll be very much comfortable. if you're around 5'7" like me, 1 foot on the ground is assured, not 2 foot. But given the ergonomics, given the rider triangle, you'll be very much comfortable touring on this vehicle and doing more miles and kilometers on it. And the engine is smooth. You have the punchy low end torque. And I didn't see the high end because I don't want to do that. There is no stretch that I could do above 120. I am pretty much confident that this vehicle would be easily going 140s and 150s. So no compromise at all on the power. The biggest question that we get usually while considering a motorcycle is that how much mileage does it give? So according to my friend's riding style, it's 25 kmpl. He uses it for daily rides, daily commutes and weekend rides. So it's a mix. I would say, considering that kind of a riding style, 25 to 30 would be the realistic mileage for Scrambler 400X. He got it around 3,25,000 rupees. At that price range, you're getting a comfortable motorcycle which has the good power, good mileage, good ergonomics and comfortable seating position. Why not consider this one? We do have the other options like the Himalayan 450 and the Adventure 390, but they are on the expensive side. I would say if you have a little tight budget, you can definitely consider the Scrambler 400X. This is an amazing motorcycle. This is handling the rough patches and bad roads like a hot butter through knife. Look at this, it's amazing. The 19-inch wheels on the front and 17-inch on the rear and the all-purpose tires, they are amazingly suited for this vehicle. No compromise at all. I'm not even feeling any trouble maneuvering this vehicle through the rough patches. All good, everything's... Hey, I didn't see that, man. Okay, let's try pulling this vehicle a little bit. 100, 120, easy. It's really asking me to pull it more and I'm not really confident because of this traffic. Let's see if I could open it up. 120, easy, man. Easy peasy of 120s, 130s. That's enough for me because it's gonna go 140 very easily, very comfortably. Given the wind drag, it is taking me 130 easily. So no compromise at all in terms of power. So now it's on you that which one has to be chosen from the given options in the market. This one definitely is a great option for me in the given price range. Well, Google Maps is taking us through some rough patches. Well, the universe has decided that I should test this motorcycle a little bit more. Hence, Google is also taking me through these kind of terrains. A little bit extensive testing has to be done to give a good review. Amazingly done, man, amazingly done. Let's see how far will it take us. I am okay riding this terrain on this motorcycle. Like, this is made for such kind of terrains. So amazing, man, seriously. This is the good content that I can add to the video. Airport edi, view edi. Oh, okay. Straight road. Not much of a strain on the bike, not much of strain on my hands and shoulders. We never got to know about these roads, yeah? Definitely not going back through that way, and it's going to be a different way through this one. I'll be very careful with the kids around. They are very unpredictable. We don't know when they start running. Hey, what the hell is that? That freaked me out, man. I thought it was a snake. Bloody hell. You know, when you see some people trying to stop you at unknown places and deserted places like this, never stop. It's just about your own safety. You have to be very careful out there. You know, you're on your own, so be very careful out. Alright guys, I think we will be ending the vlog here. We have seen some flights flying and it was really fun. It was really good visiting that place.